Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the topic that affects so many of us, wounded femininity. Wounded femininity often looks like feelings of unworthiness, people-pleasing, lack of boundaries, and self-doubt. It's when we struggle to embrace our true feminine essence because of past pain, trauma, or conditioning. This can lead to disconnection from our power, intuition, and self-love. In this video, we'll explore why it's so important to tackle wounded femininity, especially how it often stems from something called the mother wound. The mother wound is the emotional pattern and pain passed down through generations, impacting how we relate to ourselves and others. But don't you worry, because today we're focusing on healing. We'll be diving into practical ways to begin healing the mother wound and reclaiming your authentic feminine energy. Let's get started on this journey of transformation together. Healing the mother wound, reclaiming feminine power and wholeness. The concept of the mother wound refers to the deep, often unconscious emotional pain women carry that stems from their relationships with their mothers and from the collective societal repression of the feminine. This wound can manifest in different ways, including feeling unworthy, having self-doubt, perfectionism, people-pleasing, or an inability to set boundaries. Healing the mother wound is essential for women to reclaim their true feminine power, break generational cycles of pain, and embrace a more authentic, empowered version of themselves. This wound is deeply tied to the broader experience of wounded feminine energy, and healing it can bring a sense of balance, confidence, and self-love. The mother wound is not only about an individual's relationship with their biological mother, but also reflects broader societal patterns that have devalued feminine energy for centuries. Women are often taught directly or indirectly to suppress their emotions, deny their desires, and prioritize others' needs over their own. This creates a legacy of unhealed emotional trauma, which can be passed down through generations. Mothers who may have internalized their own wounds may unknowingly pass on limiting beliefs or emotional patterns to their daughters. This can lead to a cycle of self-sacrifice, feeling that one's value is based solely on how much they give to others, leaving little room for self-care or personal desires. It can also lead to perfectionism and control. That constant feeling of needing to be good enough or perfect in order to be loved or accepted. It can also lead to people-pleasing, where you prioritize the needs of others, often to the point of emotional or physical burnout. And also disconnection from the feminine self. This is when you have difficulty embracing softness, intuition, creativity, and sensuality due to internalized shame or repression. The effects of this wound can be profound, leading to imbalances in relationships, careers, and self-worth. Healing the mother wound is an essential part of reclaiming the feminine energy that has been suppressed by cultural and family influences. Now we're going to talk about practical steps that would help you heal the mother wound and reclaim feminine energy. Number 1. Cultivating self-awareness and acceptance. The first step in healing is becoming aware of how it manifests in your life. Reflect on the beliefs, behaviors, and emotional patterns that stem from your relationship with your mother and society. A good way to practice cultivating self-awareness and acceptance is by journaling. Journaling is a powerful tool. When you're journaling, ask yourself these questions. Do I struggle with people-pleasing or perfectionism? Do I feel guilt or shame around taking care of my own needs? Do I suppress my emotions or intuition to fit society expectations? By acknowledging these patterns without judgment, you begin to dismantle the unconscious influences they have on your life. Remember, healing starts with self-acceptance. The wound itself is not your fault. It's the result of generations of inherited pain. Be gentle with yourself in this process and embrace the journey with compassion. A second way is by inner child work and reparenting. The mother wound often takes root in childhood, and one of the most effective ways to heal it is through inner child work. The inner child represents the part of us that still holds onto the emotional experiences of our younger selves. When we experience the feeling of unworthiness or fear, it's often the inner child reacting based on past experiences. Engaging in inner child healing involves recognizing when those wounded parts of you are surfacing and offering them love, safety, and validation. You can practice inner child work and reparenting by visualization and meditations. Engage in guided meditations that invite you to connect with your inner child. Visualize yourself holding, comforting, and speaking loving words to your inner child. Reassure her that she is safe, loved, and worthy just as she is. Now we're going to talk about reparenting. This practice involves learning how to give yourself the emotional nourishment you may not have received from your mother. Ask yourself, what do I need to feel supported and nurtured? Then, actively provide those things for yourself. Whether it's through self-care practices, boundary setting, or speaking kindly to yourself. Reparenting allows you to become the loving, supportive figure you may have needed as a child, ultimately breaking the cycle of emotional deprivation. Number 3. Release generational trauma through forgiveness. This may be difficult for some, but healing the mother wound requires acknowledgement that our mothers were likely carrying their own unhealed wounds too. This wound has been passed down from their mothers and so on. Many women grew up in environments where feminine qualities such as vulnerability, intuition, and emotional expression were not valued, which may have led them to suppress these parts of themselves. Recognizing this helps you understand that your mother's behaviors were shaped by her own pain and limitations. Forgiveness in this context doesn't mean excusing harmful behavior, but rather releasing yourself from the emotional burden of resentment or anger. Some key steps in the process of forgiveness include acknowledging the pain. Fully recognize the ways in which your relationship with your mother has affected you. Don't rush to forgive without acknowledging your true feelings. Practice empathy. Try to see your mother as a complex person with her own story, shaped by her upbringing and experiences. Release the need for perfection. Understand that your healing doesn't depend on your mother changing or becoming the ideal figure you needed. Your healing is within your control. By offering forgiveness, you free yourself from the emotional weight of the wound and open space for healing and growth. Number 4. Reconnect with the divine feminine. Wounded feminine energy often results from a disconnection from the divine feminine, the intuitive, creative, nurturing force within all women. To heal, it's important to actively reconnect with these aspects of yourself. Embrace your intuition. Trust your inner knowing. It's a key part of reclaiming feminine energy. Practice mindfulness and meditation to tune into your inner voice. Journal your intuitive feelings and validate them, even if they go against logical reasoning. Nurture creativity. Creativity is a sacred part of feminine energy, whether through art, music, writing, or dance. Allow yourself to express your emotions and desires freely. This helps release repressed emotions and foster a deeper connection with your true self. Embody sensuality and pleasure. The wounded feminine often feels shame around pleasure and sensuality. Reconnect with your body through practices like dance, mindful movement, or self-care rituals that make you feel beautiful and alive. By reconnecting your body's natural desires, you honor the divine feminine within. Number 5. Set boundaries and honor your needs. Wounded feminine energy often manifests in the form of poor boundaries and self-neglect. Women are taught to be self-sacrificing, often to their detriment. To heal, it's essential to set firm boundaries and honor your personal needs. This can look like saying no when something doesn't feel aligned with your well-being. Prioritizing time for yourself, whether through rest, creativity, or self-care. Speaking up about your emotions and desires in relationships without guilt or fear or rejection. By setting boundaries, you reinforce the belief that you are deserving of love, care, and respect, essential qualities of a healthy feminine energy. Healing the mother wound is a deeply transformative journey that allows you to reclaim the power and beauty of your feminine energy. It's about breaking the chains of generational trauma, forgiving the past, and stepping into a new empowered relationship with yourself. By cultivating self-awareness, practicing inner child work, releasing resentment, reconnecting with the divine feminine, and setting firm boundaries, you create space for healing, wholeness, and self-love. Healing the mother wound isn't just about healing the past, it's about shaping a new future where the feminine is honored, celebrated, and allowed to thrive. As you heal, you also help heal the collective feminine energy, paving the way for future generations to experience a more balanced, empowered version of femininity. In doing so, you can reclaim your birthright as a strong, intuitive, and confident woman, fully aligned with your authentic power. This journey is not only personal, but collective. By healing your mother wound, you contribute to the healing of feminine energy in society, creating a rippling effect that will impact future generations. You reclaim your role as a woman who embraces her wholeness, celebrates her strengths, and moves through the world with grace and confidence. This is the true essence of feminine empowerment, the ability to heal, transform, and thrive. Thank you all so much for listening. I hope you all benefited from this video, and I wish you all the best of luck as you conquer wounded feminine energy and heal the mother wound. Thank you, and see you next week.